What you've just seen is the short teaser trailer for a documentary I'm working on called Looking for Aaron. My name is Ben Height. This project is a project that, for me, is totally from the heart. Back in the early to mid 1980s, especially for those of us that are of the Generation X era, we played outside. We didn't spend all day watching TV or getting on the internet. Hell, the internet didn't even exist yet. And as far as playing video games for hours at a time, no way. You might have got 30 minutes on the Atari 2600, and that's if you were lucky. So that forced, in a good way, for a lot of kids to have to make friends, go out, play, get to know, people in their own peer group, something you don't see a whole lot of these days. In 1984, I met my childhood best friend, Aaron Payne. Me and Aaron were together a lot. We were around each other so much it wasn't even funny. I even have an aunt that I haven't physically seen in 30 plus years remembered us being around each other so much when she came to visit us. And Aaron was a very important fixture in my life. I was a victim of childhood abuse by my father. And whenever I spent time with Aaron, that was time that I didn't have to think about what was going to happen next. It was a way to restore the childhood that my father had taken away from me. And one day in 1985, that was it. He moved. I had a mutual friend come over and tell me, hey, look, him and his dad or guardian or whoever he was, pack it up in the middle of the night, and they took off. And nobody knew where or when. And, kids being kids, people come and go. That's the process when you're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. People come and go. And it's the same thing as adults, but it often bothered me that he took off and nobody ever knew what happened to him. I thought about Aaron a lot over the years, but never really started to really appreciate his friendship and what he did to make my childhood better until I was much older and had come to terms with the abuse that I faced from my father as a child. And basically the point of this documentary is to try to track down someone who has vanished. In this documentary, you'll see the process that I go through to try to locate him, from using methods, standard investigation methods, all the way to having to hire a private investigator, to going totally outside the box to try to find any information I can to try to find my friend. I want to find him so, one, I can have another level of closure for, the bad things that happened to me and how he helped me forget them, even if it was just for, a short period of time, and to say thank you for doing that. No matter what happens, this project will be seen through to the end. I certainly hope that the end of this documentary will produce a great result. I hope that he's happy and married and has kids and living in the middle of Ohio. But even if, it turns out that there may have been tragic circumstances and he may no longer be with us, I'm going to bring you the entire story from beginning to end and show you, what I go through in doing this. I'm going to tell the story from my point of view, from the point of view of the investigators that I'm working with to try to find him. And if I do find him, we're going to talk to him and ask him, hey, what happened? And we're going to show you the struggles that I go through and the frustration that I've already gone through and will probably continue to go through for some time in trying to locate him. Now, a little bit about me. I'm not a documentary filmmaker. I am a paralegal by trade. I also do a weather forecast on a Tejano station, and that in and of itself is a lot of fun. And I also have a small YouTube channel. I did public access in the 90s, and my best friend who will be working with me on this project, he has actually done a pretty good number of documentary films that have been presented and actually won awards at such venues, including the KTXT Film Festival in years past. So, this is my first dip into the lake of documentaries. And I don't believe you have to have any special skills to tell a story. I don't think you have to have a PhD in storytelling unless, of course, you're a politician or a lawyer. And I work for one, so I know storytelling all too well. But this is a project that I simply, to see from beginning to end, I need help. I need help from all of you folks that are watching this right now. I simply do not have the financial resources to sit there and produce even a remotely decent documentary without some help. There are costs involved. This is not a cheap or a free endeavor. And I'm just going to be honest with you about that. But this is a project that is very close to me, very close to my heart. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that have had similar situations where they've had a friend or somebody they were real close to that just kind of disappeared, and they always kind of wondered what happened to them. But with this documentary, I think we're going to find that there's some strange things going on, and you know, people just don't completely fall off the face of the earth, but sometimes they do. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me, you can reach me at info@lookingforaaron.com. And I will also have a link to my Facebook page at TV14 Lubbock. And I certainly thank everyone that can help me out on this project. And I'm looking forward to having a fantastic documentary, even for a first-timer, coming probably spring of next year. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I appreciate any support you can offer.